Part 1. It all started innocently enough. Her name was Claire. She was beautiful, witty, and had this way of making you feel like you were the only person in the room, even through a dating app chat window. When she suggested we meet at a little cafe just outside town, I didn't think twice. The place was quaint but eerily quiet, like it had been frozen in time. I arrived first and picked a table near the window. A few minutes later, Claire walked in, her red coat standing out like a beacon against the gray, rainy day. "Jack," she said, her smile warm but a little too perfect. "I'm so glad you came." Her voice was soft, soothing, but there was an edge to it, like a faint hum in the back of my mind that I couldn't quite place. We ordered coffee, and she started talking about art, books, places she'd traveled. She was mesmerizing, but something felt off. For one, she never blinked. I didn't notice at first, but once I did, I couldn't stop noticing. Her eyes were fixed on me, unblinking, like she was studying me. I tried to brush it off. Maybe she just had great eye contact. Then there was the way she avoided every personal question I asked. Where was she from? Here and there. What did she do for work? A little of this, a little of that. Every answer was vague, like she didn't want me to know too much about her. When our coffee arrived, she leaned in closer. "Jack," she said, her voice dropping to a whisper, "do you ever feel like someone's watching you, even when you're alone?" The question caught me off guard. I laughed nervously. "Not really. Why?" She tilted her head, her eyes narrowing. "Because they are!" The way she said it sent a chill down my spine. I tried to laugh it off, but the room suddenly felt colder. "Excuse me," I said, standing up. "I need to use the restroom." I walked down the narrow hallway to the restrooms, splashing cold water on my face and telling myself I was overreacting. When I stepped back out, Claire was gone. I looked around the cafe. Her red coat wasn't at the table, and her cup of coffee sat untouched. I stepped outside, but the street was empty. "Claire?" I called out, but only the rain answered. That's when I noticed something odd on the table where she'd been sitting, a small, folded note. My name was scrawled on the front in jagged handwriting. With shaking hands, I opened it. "I'm sorry, Jack, they're coming for you now." My blood turned to ice. I spun around, searching the cafe, the street, the shadows, and then I saw it. Across the street, standing under a flickering street lamp, was a figure. Tall, shrouded in black, with eyes that glowed faintly in the darkness. It didn't move, it didn't speak, it just stared. I backed away, my heart pounding, and stumbled into the street. When I looked back at the cafe, the lights inside were off. The place was dark, abandoned. It was like it had never been open.